Yeah,
Yeah,
she made it easy, so that's
do it
good. So we
myself.
we are
Is
we
that
are
good?
live everywhere.
Thank you.
Peace,
Oh,
everybody. Peace,
Can she
everybody.
leave?
Yeah, she good. Thank you, Hathor.
Okay.
We
All right.
appreciate you.
All right. So I'm gonna light up
Thank you,
my
Hathor.
incense, my frankincense and myrrh. Thank you, Hattie
Oh,
Batty.
that's it. Thank you. Yeah, I got mine cooking too.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
man, it's gonna be a powerful night, y'all. I'm gonna let priestess. I'm gonna let some of these people come in because this is gonna be an amazing night. We're gonna have this is a very important topic. We're gonna talk about a lot of different things. So
somebody said no sound.
no
What is that?
sound. Let me see. Turn your volume down on your phone if you have. But I don't.
Yeah, my volume is way down.
Let's see. They say I can't hear the priestess. Oh, wait a minute. You're not on mute or anything, are you, priestess?
No,
On your phone?
Hattie, Hattie,
Let me see something. Yeah, let me see. Y'all can't. You said
Hattie.
y'all can't hear priestess. Yeah, it might. Maybe you might be on mute. Let's see. Yeah, let's
Okay,
see.
Hathor, come here.
Bear with us while we.
Bear with
You
us.
know.
Come here.
Okay. Now, hey, peace, sis. Yeah, we talking about on IG. They can't hear us. So yeah,
They said
on
they can
everywhere
hear
else.
me
Yeah,
on
we see all
IG.
out there. We just
oh,
trying to get the IG. Yeah, they're saying they can't hit you. So you probably just have it on mute. But Hathor can
wait.
fix that.
Okay, so can they hear me now?
Did she
I
did
think
she
I
do
had it
anything?
on mute.
Oh, she did.
I
Yes.
think it
Oh, there
was.
you go. I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Can
still
y'all
saying no, we can't, but
can y'all hear now?
I think it's good.
Can y'all hear
Can you hear
on
me?
Instagram? Can you?
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
they said yes.
Okay. All right. See.
Oh, Hattie, could you bring my socks? My feet are
Thank
cold.
you again, Hathor. We appreciate that.
They're probably in my chair by my
All right,
window.
we ready to go now. We ready to go.
All right.
Got all
Let's,
that. I'm gonna tell y'all again. Of course, let me start off. Please follow if you haven't already. Please follow the Polka Dot Rabbit podcast. Please share it as well. This can be a very powerful night. Very powerful information. It's going down tonight, straight up. I have with me my big sister. You know what I'm saying? I have ever since I connected with this good sister, I have learned so much, and she's definitely put in the
Be
and to
careful.
guide me in a direction in numerous ways. And I appreciate everything, sis, that you can give me for me. Polka Dot Rabbit podcast.
of course.
Here to uplift humanity, but especially here to
Yes.
uplift the melanated, woolly head beings that have been asleep for 6,000 plus years and finally starting to wake up.
Yes.
Yes, very, very. Let's see. Oh yeah, turn your phone down on your end, priestess, so you don't get that echo, because that echo will be
My phone is down all the way. Hold on, let me see.
Is it? Let me see. Yeah,
Uh,
because you shouldn't. Yeah.
yeah, it's down. It can't go down anymore.
Okay. Well, let me see. Let me see if it's on my end. But okay. Okay, here we go. So, and of course, anyway, if y'all want, you can just go to Polka Dot Rabbit podcast on YouTube. It's streaming there as well. But if you can't hear it that well, but so we're gonna keep it rolling because she said her phone's down, so is mine. So, not really sure what's
Hmm.
happening there with the echo. So, like I
Oh,
said, Polka Dot Rabbit podcast here to uplift humanity and assist with waking up the melanated woolly head beings that have been asleep for some quite time. If you haven't already, go to polka.rabbitpodcast.com. Check out my book. A lot of people always ask me Priestess read the book. People always ask me why so much diversity, knowledge, etc. Dealing with me as an individual. It's in the book. Small part of it. That's it for me, sis. Like I told you earlier, I met this sister some years ago. We've been vibing. She's been giving me a lot of information, um, a lot of guidance in a lot of ways. And like I said, I appreciate you so much, sis. You know what I'm saying? Everything we've been building on. And go ahead and tell the people who you are, what you do, and
yeah,
that's
just
it for
doing the
me.
work of the mother. I'm Priestess Auset Ra Amen. I started out, in the Rastafarian in the Nyabingi community. My father was a Nyabingi Rasta and an Obia man behind the scenes, because we had to hide that from the family. His mother used to be like, "You need to take her to church so she don't be an atheist like you." So I grew up in a community of Rasta and Obia Bokers, and I came to America when I was 15, and I got into ancient Cometicism in my 20s. And in my late 20s, I got into Nawabian, I got into Dr. York's teaching, which Dr. York is one of the greatest master teachers of the century.
Without a doubt.
The information that he has compiled and put out in a format for Nubians to access is just unparalleled to anything. I've been on this spiritual path for about 40 years. I am, got initiated in Ifa, Palo, um, Orthodox Comedicism, but I stepped away from all those spiritual paths and I just pretty much just do my own thing because I don't like dogma. I am not a fan of spiritual dogma. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like being a slave to the Orisha, the Lua. You know what I'm saying? And so, I've always been what we Jamaicans call a one-away, somebody that just like to do their own thing. And so for me, I have pretty much, created my own spiritual system based on my astrology and my numerology. Because besides your spirituality, when you are born, you come in here to express a certain vibrational energy. This is based off your astrology. Your first spiritual science should be your astrology. Your second spiritual science should be your numerology. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
Okay, because I only see me. I don't see
Yeah, yeah.
you. Okay, is
Spotlight's
that
on you,
cool?
sis. Yeah, you
Is that
good.
cool?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah. And so your second spiritual science should be your numerology. And when you have finished mastering that, because your astrology is it is intense, it is extensive, because a lot of people just do the surface, your Jupiter, your Mars, your Venus, your Mercury, Sun, and Moon. Back in and I do astrology based off the ancient, as opposed to the newer ones with the Uranus, the Pluto, and the Neptune. I don't deal with those. I'll mention them, but I just deal with what the ancients call the seven sisters. Okay, and so this is extensive because every house that your planet is in, there is angels attached to that. There are demons. There are elemental energy beings, And so you want to know who's on your spiritual team besides your ancestors. Because when we come in here with a whole army. And so your job is to find out who is on your army and how to begin connecting with them. Because, we melanated people are descendants of reptilians. And I'm going to just hold up this is my holy tablet right here, one of them, yes, you already know. And these are our reptilian ancestors, that came here and bred in with us. And this is coming from the Dogon tribe in Africa. You know what I'm saying? That have extensive knowledge of the solar system, Sirius B, where our ancestors came from. And so once you learn that you are a descendant of the reptilians, and when you look at all the ancient people, the Sumerians, the Babylonians, the Phoenicians, the Kemite, Cushites, Fattites, everyone, alluded to our celestial, if you will, ancestors, which is the reptilian ancestors.
Hmm.
Okay. And so as we go forward in this frequency shift,
Hmm.
Earth is going through a powerful magnetic shift. We
Hmm.
have moved from 3D into 5D. And I don't know if you can feel it, maybe because I'm a Cancer, Scorpio moon, Pisces rising, even though in Vedic astrology it says I'm a Aquarius rising, and I vibe with both of those. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because Vedic deals with the sidereal, whereas westernized deal with, the other one. And so the earth is going through a lot of changes, and we are evolving as a species. We are literally evolving into our avatars: firebender, waterbender,
Mhm.
earthbender, airbender. And so we now have to learn to tap in to our frequency, because the magnetic field on the planet, when I tell you, if Mother Earth was vibrating at a 1, she's now vibrating at like a 9.
Mhm.
Yo, for real, Rasta, this is where the Jamaican come out. Yo, if I wasn't who I was, I'd be in a straight jacket for real.
Yeah.
Because
Real
I've been
talk.
feeling, yo, Zoe, you've been feeling these energy. Please tell me you're
Hey,
feeling it.
hey, y'all understand? Me and Priestess, we'll call each other up like randomly out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yo, you feeling this? You feeling this? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, am I going crazy? You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm feeling it, sis. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
And I
Yes, I'm
have
feeling it.
brothers and sisters that will call me and be like, yo, what's going on? I'm like,
Mhm.
this is what it is. But I have to thank one of my sisters, because me being the the type of person that I am, I'm bipolar. My first thing was to rebel and to fight this. And
Mm.
she's like, nah, Holmes, you can't fight this. You are going to have to surrender.
Go with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow. And
Mhm.
that has always been hard for me. But now I realize, you we are electromagnetic beings.
Mhm.
We're surrounded by light. We are emitting light as we walk. Everything is electromagnetic, even if you can't see it with the naked eye. And so it's up to us. Mother Earth is going to eventually settle,
Mhm.
but we have got to adjust to this new frequency, because this is truly a new frequency. I
Yeah.
almost envy the people that can't feel it because they're
Mhm.
still asleep. And I'm
Mhm.
like, how the hell are you not feeling any of this stuff? You know what I'm saying? So, this is bringing me to my next thing about learning to cloak yourself, because we're going to
Mhm.
have to cloak ourselves. Because, see, we live in a world. Let me fix my bathrobe. We live in a world where the so called elite,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, that are in charge for now, because their time has come to an end and they're hanging
Mhm.
out with motherfucking Kung Fu Death Grip. How they set this thing up on planet Earth for us to worry about finances, you know, to worry about this and that. And the media is used. When you look at all the wars and the rumors of wars and all of this chaos going on in the planet, and, all this pollution and all of this stuff, this affects your electromagnetic field. Because when you live in when you live in in fear, when fear pierces your electromagnetic field, you know what I'm saying, your electromagnetic field is not vibrating as it should, because it's almost like your waves are scrambled. So this is where we have really got to get in and really practice the art, like the ancient Buddhists,
Mhm.
Taoists, and practice the art of Zen. And it's hard. It's hard
Mhm. Yeah.
because look at the world we live in, all the chaos.
Mhm.
But for some people, you're gonna have to delete the news app off your phone.
Mhm.
I mean, you can keep the local stuff and just what's going on in your community, but what the fuck do we care about what's going on in Russia? I ain't over there.
Mhm.
And that's even if it's a real war.
Yeah, it's probably lies anyway.
You know
Most
what
of
I'm
the stuff
saying? Because the
lies anyway.
media, the
Mhm.
media exists to deceive and to hype up the populace. You know what I'm saying? Because they set all of this shit up. That now it's the debt ceiling about to crash, money is about to crash, and all of this. And so when you are in that state of fear and panic, You are stepping outside of your goddess self.
Mhm.
You understand? And you
Mhm.
have given yourself over to this stuff. So
Mhm.
a lot of this stuff we have got to, because one of the greatest things in the age of Aquarius, the ancient ruler of Aquarius is Saturn. One of the biggest lessons for Saturn is detachment.
Mhm.
We have got to detach from this bullshit.
Mhm.
Because if we allow ourselves as spiritualists, and as spiritualists, if you are tapped in, you get downloads and you know you are going to be okay. You understand?
Mhm.
There's a saying in the Bible, I've never seen the righteous seed beg for bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mhm.
And so you have got to know, and you have got to be on your square, your spiritual A game. You know what I'm saying? So that you can bypass and navigate a lot of this stuff. Because one of our biggest lessons in this Saturnian age is to detach from the madness.
Yeah.
Because this and they use your energy. Right now, the currency has always been energy. Now more so than ever.
Mhm.
Because these people that run this shit for now, they are truly succubus and incubus. They feed because when you are in fear and panic mode, your energy emit things that they feed on, because they can't feed on peace and tranquility,
Yeah.
because that's not who they are.
Mhm.
You understand?
Mhm.
Notice they're not going up in Tibet fucking with the monks,
Mhm.
doing all of that. They're not going over there with the Dogon tribe, because they live up in the caves in the mountains. They
Mhm.
have, set themselves apart.
Mhm.
They want us that is still in this matrix.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that is in this matrix, that have to work in this matrix, have to make a living,
Mhm.
have to, do business with this matrix,
Mhm. Play the game.
play the game,
Yeah.
right? And so when they infuse that fear and panic and we give into that, it's like they're at a motherfucking buffet
Mhm.
and they're like vampires
Mhm.
ODing on blood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now we got to learn how to cloak ourselves. And I don't know if Zoe, do you work with any of the Solomon keys?
Not yet, because I don't know how to do it
Okay,
right.
we got to get down with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because these are some of my Solomon keys that I work with, pentacles of Jupiter, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Pentacles of the sun, the third pentacles of the sun. But one of the Solomon keys that is very good to cloak. I just got my book here, King Solomon 44 Seals, you know, and it just breaks it down in like layman's term.
Mhm.
But this right here, this is the sixth pentacle of the sun. This is what it looks like.
Mm.
Okay. And my crazy ass, I got it on my feet. You know what I'm saying? I got it tied to my ankle because I don't fuck around in these spiritual streets. And so the sixth pentacle of the sun, you know what I'm saying? It talks about the incantation when you have blessed it and charged it. And you can charge it up in the sun, leave it outside
Mhm.
in the sun for a couple of hours. I would do that on a Sunday. I would invoke a sun mantra, holding it in your hand, doing a sun mantra after you bring it in. Do your little shamalama ding dong. And then
Mhm.
there is an incantation. Let their eyes be darkened so that they cannot see. You know what I'm saying? It says, let their
Mhm.
backs be continually bent, but you don't need that. Let their eyes be darkened so that they cannot see. And I'm going to just stand up. And when you do your shamalama ding dong, you want to go counterclockwise 3 times. 1, all the way around. 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? I think it was the other way, counterclockwise.
Mhm.
And when you do that, you repeat this. And I have done this, and I've went out at seminars with some sisters, and it was like, Priestess, I said, we didn't see you. Was you there? Yeah, I was there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because you are cloaked. And what happens is you cloak yourself when you go out in society. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no like movie where you're invisible, but
Yeah.
you have literally cloaked
Mhm.
and shielded your auric field.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mhm.
And this is how we even do rituals to protect your auric field, because your auric field can be disturbed. Because you heard about the heart machine, Nikolai
Yeah.
Tesla, and how
Mhm.
they can send out waves that it affects people. This is why we have all these mass shootings.
Mhm.
Because what the fuck is having people just go out, just be shooting up the place? Bitch,
Mhm.
you want to kill something, go kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? Why you going out
Mhm.
there shooting up innocent
Innocent
people?
folks. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, there are things that can be beamed out, and whoever is susceptible, it's never going
Mhm.
to be susceptible to you and I. And we got gats,
Yeah.
but we ain't going to get our gat and run out shooting up innocent people for
Mhm.
what? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, what is really going on? And this is how we as spiritualists got to stay spiritually strapped out in these streets and protected.
Mhm.
And see, one of the ways, like I said, is with the sixth pentacle of the sun that, deals with invisibility. You know what I'm saying? And they got some
Mhm.
more incantation. They have eyes, but they can't see. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so you can even write your own little incantation. By the power of the blinding sun, I, Priestess Auset, will not be seen by prying eyes. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
And so you can combine that even with something like some black obsidian. You know what I'm saying? A piece of black tourmaline, you know? And so this is what it is about shielding and protecting yourself. Because now that we are in 5D, everything, the currency is energy. It's all going to be energy based. You see, they're talking about
Mhm.
all this AI stuff, and you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And what we as the people need to be doing is also tapping in with our reptilian ancestors.
Mhm.
We need to start tapping now. We are in an age where we're far past altars. We are the altar. The altar is within. Mother Nature is your altar. And
Mhm.
so, even with this heightened bioelectricity, one of the things is going outside and grounding yourself, because they've done everything to make it unnatural for you to disconnect from Mother Earth. Because back in the day, we wore moccasins. Now you're wearing sneakers and shoes with rubber bottom. The earth cannot connect with you on a vibrational electromagnetic level. This is why so many people are crazy. Because I
Mhm.
know when I started feeling this stuff, and as an individual that is bipolar, I stay fucking crunk.
Mhm.
So I had was to take off my shoes and to go outside. I ran across a video where a white guy was talking about the bioelectricity, and it was like, oh shit, yeah, I remember that from way back in the day. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? About walking under earth. Back in
Mhm.
the day, people walked barefooted, and there was a reason for that.
Yeah.
And so Mother Earth, her electromagnetic field can get in and can help to stabilize you. So it wasn't until I started taking off my shoes and going outside and just standing in the earth, in the dirt for like about 10 minutes. And then when I did that and I came back inside, I was like, oh shit. I feel normal again, whatever normal
Mm-hmm.
felt like, because
Yeah, yeah,
before
yeah,
I
yeah.
felt like I was plugged into a charger
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed charged.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be very disconcerting, you know, just going about your daily day. I'm
Yeah.
already bipolar. I don't need to be like, oh, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
like
on 10 all
all
the time.
up, like just vibrating. And then you're feeling like soft currents of electricity just hitting you. And everything is just the emotions, everything is so heightened,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that really it's about coming down off of that high ass frequency. Because like I said, if Mother Earth was vibrating, you know, at a 1, she's vibrating at a 9 right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we have got to, you know, be tuned in to these frequencies and to learn how to balance and protect ourselves. Zoe, I
Mm-hmm.
don't see anything with the chat.
Uh, you, I can see it on my end. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can see it on my end.
Yeah, I see it on my phone, but I'm Earth magnetic field. Maybe I needed to something log in because it's a private chat or something.
Uh, I'm not sure. I'm seeing the chat on my end. Let me see
Okay,
what's
that's
going on with
fine.
this.
Then that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I have more questions and thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. My thing is because we know the solar flares are coming. You know, we know these
Yes.
neutrinos are
Woo.
coming. You know, so upgrades. Okay, genetic
Yes.
upgrades. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
always wonder because Bobby Hemmett always talks about how you the Nubians had to go to the worst part of the state before they can turn from the caterpillar to the butterfly. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
another great teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My dude.
Master teacher. Yes.
Yeah. And for y'all in IG, if you are echoing, I put the thing in here, the link in YouTube. They're saying it sounds much better over there. I just put it
Oh, is
there
that
too.
one
So
of my
you.
priestess, Ka Kefaba?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
one of
just
my
jumped in there.
priestesses in the chat. Okay, Ka Kefaba, I see you.
Yeah. So y'all get clack. Yeah. Yeah.
People are
Y'all,
saying the
like I said.
sound is not right.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
because of the IGs. But y'all, like I said, if y'all want to go over, I'll put the link in there on YouTube. Click on that, it'll take you over. Everybody's saying it sounds much better over there. It's probably just because of the feedback. So I just
Yeah.
put the link in there. But I'm just thinking about like, okay, the Earth is going up to like you said, Dr. Double Blair. He also said
Dig
going to
it.
the fifth, yeah, the fifth dimension. I'm sorry, yeah, 5D. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Right now, everybody to a certain degree on these humans are on an even playing field, so to speak. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? These
Hmm.
people, the so-called elite, they have all this information that esoteric information they're utilizing to control everybody, etc. Right now, but we know that there's going to be an evolutionary jump
Yes.
once the instead of what it is the DNA strands, the junk DNA that they say that's offline comes online. And like you said earlier, what we used to say, you always say, talk about X-Men,
Yeah.
how we're the X-Men, you know what I'm saying? And that's the next evolutionary stage. And that's what I kind of see and feel with these changes with evolution for the people that it can accept and embrace what the energy and the evolution is with the energy that's coming. I
Mm.
foresee that and I feel that, and not only that, just these children that are coming out that are look like they already, have been here for the thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's I guess that's what my thoughts are at.
Yeah, because, you know, and we are in a time of rapid acceleration.
Hmm.
And when it talks about like your X-Men powers being
Hmm.
given to you got to realize it's not from a superhero sense, But what I see is more people now being able to hear spirit. Like um, I did a video and I was talking about beings that exist on other realms
Yeah.
that are bored. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so they, for lack of a better word, they fuck with humanity. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They have fun with humanity, because I live down the street from a lake, and every time I come around a corner, I hear driving the lake, driving the lake,
Mm-hmm.
and I see this being
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there, just chilling. But see, I am so protected that you're not going to be able to influence me, because they do
Yeah.
influence
Yeah.
humanity.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. And I'm like, F you. First of all, I can't swim. And number two, I need my car. And Priestess said
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to be fished out the lake on the
Yeah.
6 o'clock news. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this is what it is. And as I did the video, a sister was talking about, she was in Barbados and she went
Mm-hmm.
to somewhere where there was a cliff. And, she heard a voice called her name telling her to jump. And this is real. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
It's
saying?
real.
It's real out here, and people have got to realize and protect themselves. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because even like in my socks, you know, I got a piece of selenite in my socks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And because to clear any energy blockages, you want to make sure that you are protected. I got, my pneumite, my clear quartz. You want to make sure that you are shielded, because now everything is like at such a heightened pace. And when you hear like people doing real crazy off the wall stuff, this is because not only are they being manipulated by other beings, because we have to remember, we have a whole bunch of beings that came from different galaxies, different planets that are here. We got the reptilians, we got the grays, we got a whole bunch of different, you know what I'm saying? And then there's different energies, both malevolent and benevolent. And at any given time, humanity is susceptible, you know what I'm saying, to be an influence. So one of the biggest things is to make sure that not only are you not being influenced by these beings and these various entities, but also by the stuff that they can blast and send out. You know what I'm saying? And even looking like even viewing the news. There's stuff that's in the media. There's stuff that's in the music. You know what I'm saying? Everything carries a vibrational frequency. The Egyptians was very, they were all about sound. You know what I'm saying? The Heka, the vibrational
Yeah.
frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where we have got to get today. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah. So this is something I learned from you from my travels. And yeah, even when you did a lecture in Atlanta, you were talking about working your own magic. So how about
Hmm.
this? In the day, back in the day, dealing with different spiritual practice, when you deal like with blood rituals and all that, using animal sacrifice, etc., to harness that energy to wake up the gods, so to speak, and etc., etc.
Hmm.
How does that affect now in this new day and time? Is it something that would have to be less utilized, that blood, to
No, we don't need that anymore,
okay,
because we're in a different frequency now. The age of Aquarius. Aquarius is fixed ear, okay? And it's called the water bearer. It's governed by Saturn. And Saturn is all about karma. Saturn is about self mastery. The age of sacrificing goats and chickens and stuff to harness. Remember, the Kemites never did that. the Sumerians, the Babylonians. You know what I'm saying? This is relatively new and coming from like Ifa and Santeria, you know? And now that we're in an age, this is where sound vibrate your mantra, okay? Like I'm a Cancer, and I never really vibrated with the moon like that. So I'll do a sun mantra. You know what I'm saying? And this is what you bring it down to a science. There is an app called Planetary Time. And let's just like my Jupiter is in Leo in Western astrology. In Vedic, it is in Cancer, and I vibrate with both of that. And Jupiter is your planet of spiritual abundance. It is where your wisdom, your gifts, this is what you came in here to express, your gifts that you bring to the world. So if it's in Leo, you're here to empower and to inspire others to their own spiritual greatness. You're here to empower others with self-confidence. You understand? And so who rules over Leo? The sun. So you want to learn a sun mantra. And you would want to do that like on a Sunday in a sun hour or a Jupiter hour. Jupiter hour is going to magnify it. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to learn your own personal mantra. You can even meditate and let spirit guide you to do a mantra. The energy that we're in now is ear. So it's incense. Every single day, I light an incense in my house. And this is for purification, to purify the energies in here. Because when you go outside, you know, you go amongst people, you pick up energies. You want to disperse that coming into your home. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, there are different things. Like I have garlic in the corner to repel malevolent energy, sea salt, you know. You have to take care now of your temple because now you're the altar. Sacrificing a goat or a chicken to wake up the gods, you don't need that. You are the conduit to waking up the God. So you're going to use your Heka.
Yeah.
You're going to use your, and you have got to work with your Heka to learn how to speak. Remember, life and death is in the power of the tongue.
It, I'm happy you said that because you know since we were talking about Dr. York earlier and 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 language, you know what I'm saying, how important that is.
Yes,
Is it seems to me from what I've been learning through the years, you know what I'm saying, listen to him as far as how important language is. It seems like for us to really that's like another tool in addition that we've been lacking to amplify us
yeah,
is language because it's dead English language. Everything about what we're given is all dead.
it's
But
there.
our
Mhm.
people weren't speaking English back in the day when they were doing these mantras like you were saying. You know what I'm saying? How important is that language and frequencies in today and having speaking that speaking
Yeah,
an older tongue?
it's very important that this is why I use Google Translate, and in a lot of my rituals, I use Latin. Like I will say, "Desperdes enemigos míos," destroy my enemies in Desperdes enemigos míos et Saturnia nomen, destroy my enemies in Saturn's name. You know what I'm saying? Because Latin was one of the language of the I forgot what group it was of black women. You know what I'm saying? I think the Sibyls.
The Sibyls, yep.
Yeah, Latin. And so the wonderful thing about today is we are in a wonderful age where you can go on a Google Translate and you can click on English and you can click on Latin and you can type in the English version and it'll give you the Latin version. And you just need to learn, the, for lack of a better word, the linguistics of the Latin language. You know what I'm saying? I
No, 100,
think,
100,
I
yeah, go
think
ahead.
it might even have like Aramaic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just seems
Hmm.
like all the tools that were offline are now coming online, and
Right.
it's like they're all having an important role for the overall elevation of everything. You know what I mean?
And
Because I mean,
yeah,
even just like watching Harry Potter, whenever they do these spells, they don't be doing it in English. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, they
yeah,
be doing it in
yeah,
Latin. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you're even dealing with Efi and the different things, Vadun. It's
Hmm.
they get the more bang for the buck when they speaking from their own language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That so. What about the other planets? What type of influence is it that the other planets have for people that are, I guess, kind of new into astrology? Could you kind of break down how important are these planets, how much influence they have on individuals
Yeah.
daily?
Well, first of all, your Jupiter, like I said, Jupiter is your spiritual gifts. This is what you brought to the world. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So if your Jupiter is in Cancer, this is water energy. This is dealing with the mother. This is
Hmm.
about nurturing. This is about counseling. This is about healing.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if it's in Leo, where it's all about self confidence and bravery and all of this, you understand? Let's
Hmm.
not forget who rules over Leo.
Hmm.
Sekhmet. Gods like Amun Ra. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to break it down.
Hmm.
Jupiter, your spiritual gifts, your spiritual wisdom, your spiritual abundance. And then you have like your Mars.
Hmm.
Your Mars is how you protect yourself, your
Hmm.
strength. Let's just say your Mars is in Virgo. Virgo deals with the sixth house of holistic healing. So, with Mars, you are going to, focus on healing yourself holistically to keep your
Mm.
body strong. Not only that, Mars is your spiritual warrior. Who rules over Virgo? This is the goddess Auset,
Mm.
the goddess of magic. You know what I'm saying? And then if you want to get the trickster god Eshu involved, you know what I'm saying? You got to research and you literally got to create your own book of spells. So now Mars, okay, Mars is your spiritual warrior and it's in Virgo. Who is the angel that's attached to Virgo? And when I say angels, I don't mean some namby-pamby beings. Angels are real. They're celestial beings that guard the skies. Okay? And they're ruled over by different elemental energy. Like Archangel Michael is fire. You know what I'm saying? And so you want to find out, okay, Mars in Virgo, who is the demon of Virgo? Who is the demon that rules over that house? Because when you are born, you are assigned about 3 or 4 angels and you're assigned a demon. Who is your demon? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
now, but before you go forward, just for people, because people always get that twisted. Could you
yeah,
explain? Because people, jinns, demons, they hear that they're like, because of
yeah.
dogma, like you said, they're like, oh, that's horrible. Oh, it's a man that what the man in the
No,
hot sauce bottle. You
because
know what I'm saying?
listen, and people think all angels are nice, but not the
Yeah,
ones that laid Sodom and Gomorrah to waste. You
yeah,
got angels that have set your house on fire.
that's it. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now decapitate your ass. So demons are not bad. You understand? Demons are guardians. This is what was revealed to me because I work with demons. I work with jinn. I inherited a jinn from my father's bloodline that is a fire jinn. And I was also given an ear gin by my spiritual sources when I tapped in and requested this particular being. Um, Demons, when I tapped in, and asked, what is your purpose here? They guard Earth. They are the terrestrial beings that guard the lower realm here on planet Earth. The angels guard the upper skies. When you hear big thunder and lightning, bang, bang, boom, this is a battle that's happening. Because from time to time, you got stuff that want to come here and take over planet Earth. And the demons and the angels will have to fight them off. You know what I'm saying? And so demons are in the millions, if not billions. They work with different energies. You got water demons, air demons, earth demons, fire demons, demons of sex. You know what I'm saying? Demons of that can help you to decipher occult literature. Like there's one demon I work with, Shazoo, that can hear the thoughts of others from a distance if you want to do remote control viewing. You know what I'm saying? Demons can help you with just about, they are part of your spiritual team. Your thing is to find the best one to work with, because not every demon's gonna work with everybody.
Is it kind of like, that old, like on the cartoons, when you see the person standing there and they got like the angel on one head and they got the demon on the other side, you know what I'm saying? Both
Exactly.
talking to him. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and that's part of your spiritual team,
Hmm.
because when you are incarnated into this earth, you are assigned a demon because they are
Yeah.
the guardians of planet Earth.
Hmm.
So you want to find the one that rules over your zodiac.
Hmm.
And even with the planets in your house, let's say Mercury. Mercury is your ability to communicate. Is your Mercury a detriment? Meaning that it can be weakened, where you have to do some work. You know what I'm saying? Because you might want to do some magic and speak things into existence, but your Mercury is weak because of the house it's in. Like, let's say it's in Cancer. Cancer is very emotional. Cancer is water. Air is not comfortable in water, even though water has air in it. You know what I'm saying? For fish to breathe. You know what I'm saying? But she's not real comfortable, versus Mercury being in Gemini or Aquarius or Libra. You know what I'm saying? And so you want to work with that. And how you work with that is by doing mantras. Mantras are very important because mantras help to build up your Heka. You know what I'm saying? Because one of the most important things is being able to speak things into existence. This is where, as a people, we have yet to tap into that whole power. Because when it said life and death is in the power of the tongue, that shit is real. I know there was a time I was tagging somebody's ass up with my Solomon keys. And I didn't even mean to kill this other motherfucker, but he just happened to run across my mind. And I was like, fuck him too. He can drop dead. Same night he dropped dead. I wasn't coming for his ass, but I was tagging somebody's ass up with my Solomon keys, and he ran across my mind because he had did some ill shit to me. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
But no, I think that's interesting because, like, even because we've been telling about, you know, Kemet, and of course, and beyond. But like when we deal with Heka, and Sia, how
Yeah.
there's actual beings that govern magic and work with magic, so
Yes.
it can manifest your words into reality.
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, we do that now on certain levels. We have thoughts and we manifest them, we make them, but we're talking about a whole different level. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people.
Oh, wait a minute. Another one of my priestess, Miss Royal, is up in the house. Hey, girl. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's very interesting to me because once the more you learn about magic, so to speak,
Yes.
and the more that you read, like, let me pull it out, like
Yes.
the Egyptian Book of the Dead, you know what I'm
Oh, let me
saying?
pinch my motherfucking nipples.
You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? When you read like the Egyptian Book of the Dead, you know what I'm saying? And you listen, you know what I'm saying? You listen to,
Yes.
yeah, you listen to these, they call them stories, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, but then you start to realize these weren't stories, and these people weren't, these people were us, you know what I'm saying? They weren't further from us, but the highest level of science and the way they manipulated the elements on this plane. It's and we see samples of it all the time. We think, oh, that's mythology. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no. That's
Yeah.
we were. That's what we
Right.
did. You know what I'm saying? I go front until I started learning, from
Hmm.
sisters. Yeah, from like Chief Amachi. He was the one that really, because he's the
Yes.
one that, yeah, Chief
Yes.
Amachi. He's the one that it's the name of the book is the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Dr. Malachi York wrote it. Yeah,
Hmm.
if you can get your hands on it, please do. Um,
Yeah.
but Chief Amachi, because he used to go back and forth, and he was learning Vadun for
Where the hell
14
is
years.
Chief
So,
Amachi? Yeah.
well, yeah, well, he passed away, but rest in peace.
Okay.
But
Rest in peace. I did not
uh,
know that.
yeah, but
That's how out of the loop I am.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but but see, he was the one that would go back and forth 14, 15 years. He learned, he come back, he
Hmm.
slowly started teaching me. So I started asking him questions. I remember this one time I was like, "Yo," so I said, so in this book it talks about how Zosa was like there was a drought, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
he went to the gods to get help with with the drought. And I was like, they did stuff like that. He was like, yo, the same stuff we doing, they did that. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it more practical. You know what I mean? To realize that they were manipulating energy with magic, just like anything else. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. And
Hmm.
as you say that, I'm going to read a little part from this. I am he who fixed the limits of the flood and who judged between the rivals. I have come and I have removed the evil which was on Father Usair, which is Osiris. And let me tell you something. Going back to what you said about the English language, here's the thing. Even with the English language, it's a dead language. But yo, it no matter rasta. Aya vibration, aya tone. You see, this melanin that we got, it is one of the most powerful conduit on this planet. It is all electric. Somebody say you're echoing. Just let them know because we can't.
Yeah, I keep on putting a link. If you
Yeah.
can, if you're hearing it much better on YouTube, click on that link. It'll take you to YouTube.
Hmm.
You don't hear the echo.
Hmm. I wonder if it's on my channel. I don't know. But yeah. And I'll just post it afterwards because I'm not a techie. Hattie is my little techie. But here's the thing: we can speak a dead language, but inside of us, our soul and our spirit, our intent, our tone, our vibration, our frequency, it has to manifest. You feel me? Because no matter what was done to us, and we are the originals. You understand? We got ancestors that are motherfucking reptilians, that are different beings. We are children of the Anunnaki, all of that. You understand? So at the end of the day, a little dead ass language can't really do nothing. We are more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
melanin, the tone, our
Hmm.
vibrational frequency.
Hmm.
Because when I go to a tree and I hug a tree and I speak to that tree, you feel me?
Hmm.
And I put my intent into the wind, it must go forth
Yeah.
because the age that we're in now, when you go out and you speak into the wind carries your word. If you get a glass of water and you speak into it and you throw it on the earth, There's millions of invisible highway underneath the earth. It carries your intent. This is where it's at right now. Why you think so much is done to keep us distracted with consumerism, with fucking media, celebrity. Like Jay-Z and Beyonce just bought a $200 million house. What is that supposed to do for us? You know what I'm saying? Because everything is done to keep you in a state of lust and envy. And we're in a state right now. This is the age of minimalism. Minimalism. When you look at the Dogon people, how powerful they are,
Mm-hmm.
Rasta, and how simple them live, Star.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the knowledge that they got. Look at the
Mm-hmm.
knowledge that they got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you go some places and, you see how people live simply, but how powerful the energy is. And right now, what we should be, in this age of ear, it's all about your Heka, like the Om chant, Om, Om. This is something that you should be saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Learn your Jupiter chant, and this your Saturn. Here's the thing, your Saturns are your biggest lessons that you are here to learn. This is what you come here to master. My Saturn is in Aries. Aries is the first house. They call Aries the baby of the zodiac. This is like resist the urge to hop over the counter and sock a chick in the jaw. I wouldn't want to meet my 23-year-old self. I was a mess. I remember being in a nightclub and a chick flicked a cigarette on me. And I climbed up on a table and dived off on her like I'm in a wrestling match. Really? No. You know what I'm saying? I see my 23-year-old self. I'll clutch my pearls, my invisible pearls, like a little old white Jewish lady.
You don't
So
want
that
nothing to do with it.
right.
Nothing not with
No,
her.
no. So that Saturn in Aries was for me to control my temper,
Mm-hmm.
control the impulse and the urge. You go to McDonald's, you order some coffee, and you order black coffee. They give you coffee with cream and sugar or something, and
Mm-hmm.
the chick is real nasty to you. Resist the urge to drive around and throw it in her face or go in and hop over the counter. You know what I'm saying? But when you have mastered that, remember, Aries is the warrior. This is Ogun. And when you have mastered that, because Saturn in Aries is at a detriment, it's not a strength, but you can make it a strength when you have overcome and learned these lessons. Now that I'm older and mature and, yeah. Now that Aries in Saturn becomes a strength. And now it's a powerful allies. Should I go to tag somebody's ass up? Because Saturn is about calling in karma. Saturn is justice. You know what I'm saying? Saturn is about self mastery. So it's about mastering yourself. And see, the age of Aquarius, the ancient ruler is Saturn. Saturn is here for you to be, your spiritual kung fu master. Because for so long, we have been distracted. We have been dispersed, separated. We done went through slavery. We done went through, Jim Crow. We done went through so much things. And we have a lot of trauma. Saturn is about healing those trauma. First, heal the ancestral trauma. Do the work. And when you have evolved your Heka, where you speak that I, heal ancestral trauma of rape, incest, poverty, mental illness, homelessness. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that's in the bloodline. witchcraft, curses that was thrown on the bloodline. It must be healed.
And it's interesting because culture. I'm gonna say this culture. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes, somebody Anu or somebody
one of the
Saturn heals.
tradition.
Yes, Saturn heals. Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Um, culture, you know what I'm saying, language, you know what I'm saying, rites of passages, you know what I'm saying, because like, it was very interesting to me, like I said, growing up, dealing with Dr. York's information, seeing like you have holidays that are parallel to other holidays, but they have your own meaning, calendars,
Hmm.
language, dress, you know what I'm saying. How important is that also in this transition to have something like your own culture?
Very important.
Hmm.
We have to realize we are Nubians. Not that we think we're better than anybody else, but just let's keep it real. We're Nubians. It does my heart good to see the younger set, everybody wearing dreadlocks. Because there was a time everybody was perming their hair. And I used to perm my hair back in the day, and this shit was like when you perm your head, it was like your head was on fire, like somebody lit your scalp on fire. We can embrace our own natural, nine ether, woolly hair. If you look at the younger generation, you see them expressing that energy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
We don't
true.
need to dress in dashiki and this and that, but you must look distinctive.
Hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because we look different than any other race on the planet.
Hmm.
We have different texture here than any other race on the planet. You know what I'm saying? And so when you start to embrace your cultural identity as a Nubian, as a descendant of the ancient Cushites, Fatite, Kemite, it does my heart good to see the younger set, with their Ankh tattoo, all seeing eye. You know what I'm saying? All of
You
that.
know,
We're in their Ankhs. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
We're in our Ankh Uja Seneb.
you know, yeah, it's being Priestess. We were talking earlier because we both got our holy tablets, and
Yes.
we were just talking about that. Like, and it's interesting because a lot of people are getting this information that Dr. York put out now, and it's interesting because we've seen this for some 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? We were just saying better late than never, but
Yes.
it's a good one of the greatest foundations to have this type of information, you know what I'm saying, to go to
Yes.
gravitate towards to get you up to speed. Because if you don't have that type of foundation information, what's really going on in the world, all consolidated like he did, it can be very confusing and you could be all over the place. You know what I mean? And it's such an important thing that we are getting. It's like we're coming online again. The robots, we getting the right microchip. You know what I'm saying? The sleep is gone, and now, fortunately, we have some type of guidance with all these great master teachers that have been sticking with us throughout the days, male and females, that has put us in a position day to embrace it and start to move forward. Especially like you said, for the youth, because they're the ones here. We're the ones that here that had to get the information and are deprogram ourselves. But these young ones, these babies, they don't have to be deprogrammed as much as we did. We're still in the
Yeah, not
process
at
of
all. Yeah.
we're still in the process. Oh yeah, sorry for the echo. Go to the YouTube. They're saying there's a big act too. I'm putting the I'm putting the just click on the YouTube page. But we we um we are here to get ready for this young ones because they are the ones that can get this information. We're still deprogramming every day. We're still deprogramming. Just trying to run
And
away
they
from Burger
actually
King.
come into this realm vibrating on a higher frequency.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yep, yep. And it's such an important thing that I think. And even with this transition, we have to have culture. We have to have our own way of life that works for us to go to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
It's so imperative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I remember my now 13-year-old son, Heru, one time we went somewhere and there was a dude or something. He was like, I don't like his energy. You know, he I feel like he's a child molester. And he was only 7 or 8 saying that. And it turns out there was something on the news later on. The dude was arrested for, fondling kids.
Hmm.
And he sensed that right off the bat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, no, like we were saying earlier, and I'm gonna have to say this. This is like a personal testimony. I have to say, like, because dealing with Priestess when we first met up, and when I say this, it's just because we just have these individuals that just got it and they can tap in. And I don't think I've ever told you this, Priestess, because I just found it out recently. So I know I didn't
Mhm.
actually. So she told me when I first met her, I didn't even do a reading. We were just vibing. First time, second time I talked to her, she was like, "I see you, you know." On a river somewhere, your ancestors on a river somewhere, long, well, moccasins on and long two braids. She was like, "You're native." You know what I'm saying? Your people are native. You know what I'm saying? I did at my ancestry.com, not the genetic side, but on the side of the paper trail side. Come to
Mhm.
find out, on my mother's side, we're connected to Powhatan Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? We're here in Virginia. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've met numerous individuals, brothers and sisters, that just tap into it. So these gifts are here. You know what I'm saying? These gifts, and they're real. And again, like I said, we're coming back online. You know what I'm saying? And I say
Yeah.
that because y'all know. I don't know if priestess, go ahead and tell them what you do and how they can contact you. If they want to get readings, etc. That's why I was
Oh
main reason I
yeah.
said
I
that.
don't know if you can put it in a chat, but I do
Yeah, I
psychic
can.
readings. I did stop doing ancestral reading for a time, and I'll tell you why. I did a reading for a sister, and I tapped into a young man that was shot several times in the back by cops. And I felt like I was paralyzed in the back. And I said, "Who is the young man that was shot in the back?" And she just started bawling. It was her mother's brother. He was 25 years old. He was shot several times in the back. For about 4 days after that reading, my back felt like somebody had literally held me and ripped me in half. And I rolled out of bed. I had difficulty walking. I got up one morning, I rolled out of bed. And if I was not who I was, I probably would have been paralyzed, but I had to will myself to walk. And so I was like, I can't do this because the things that I was seeing, you know what I'm saying? But I stopped offering that, but I started offering it again. I do psychic readings, and psychic readings is to read the energy around you, to see the message that spirit has for you. What is it you need to be paying attention to right now? What is it you need to be incorporating in? I do spiritual consultation where I go through your natal chart. You email me and I send you to the free site to get a birth chart. And we go through what are your gifts, how to protect yourself, how to speak things into existence, your particular type of magic. I do metaphysical counseling, and let me see, psychic reading, spiritual consultation, ancestral readings, and there's something else I do. I can't remember. This menopause, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I
Yeah,
do read. Go
yeah,
ahead.
it was no, it was just, and I think it's very important. I even just talk about it because one of the things before I really got into astrology, first thing she said to me, she says, "Before you even come to me, I need to see your natal chart." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I was just like, because I didn't understand back then because I wasn't into it yet. She's just like, give me a natal chart. And I sent it to her. I just texted to her a picture of it, screenshot, sent it to her. And we were on the phone like an hour and a half. And I don't know if you were going to a trance or whatever the hell, but we were literally on the phone for some time and just breaking all this stuff that everything she was just breaking it down was so true about me, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So, I'm going to say this straight up. Uh, if you want to get some information about yourself, this sister right here is a conduit. Please contact. I put it that information
Yeah.
um
I
on
I
there.
read with spirits, and it's not, it's so funny when I do ancestral reading for people and their ancestors show up, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You don't know about witchcraft. You got some voodoo priests sitting there. You know what I'm saying? he got on like a white head wrap and he's sitting in front of a cauldron. You know what I'm saying? I see stuff like that. One of the funniest things was I did a reading for a young brother, and his grandmother or great grandmother was on the other side. Where is Jesus? Where is Jesus?
I
You know
remember
what I'm
that. I
saying?
remember you talking about
Yeah.
that.
And
She looking
it's,
hard, huh?
yeah. And it's just like being able to get these messages. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Hmm.
it's truly a wonderful gift. It's truly a wonderful gift being able to tap in, you know,
Well,
and we are all born to a degree with these gifts.
yeah, 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 yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We are born with these gifts, but it's about cultivating it, because
Hmm.
we all have the ability to hear spirit. We all have the ability to see spirit. We are born, every last person is
Yeah.
born with spiritual gifts. Now, some people, their psychic ability is more pronounced than others, you know?
Hmm.
And so, like, there was a sister, I see I haven't responded to her yet, but she was saying on my channel that she had cloaked her car and she had cloaked herself, and a woman came in her car and was still able to read her. Well, you got people that are super witches. I'm a super
Hmm.
witch. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I
yeah.
can be sitting down like I was meditating 2 years ago or a year ago. I did a video and said the continent of Africa is splitting in half. I was
How,
given
you
that
you
by
told
the
me that. You told me
yeah,
that.
I was given that by the mother. And I remember when I did that video, a couple of people thought I was batshit crazy and was like,
Mm.
and now it's all over the news.
Yep.
And I have meditated and sat down, just meditating and gone up on Mars. The
Mm.
people that are up on Mars, they're black people. They're
Yeah.
tall and skinny with big ass afro, and they're
Hmm.
scientists. And
Hmm.
I'm up on Mars and I'm in an underground like laboratory. And then the dude that was doing the experiment, he turned and he looked at me and he turned back. I've meditated and I'm in a room in Russia listening to Vladimir Putin and the president of China, them having like a thing, you know what I'm saying, discussing America. And I'm in a corner listening to this. Like, why do I have that ability? But it's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
You know.
And
It, go
yeah,
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
and being able to tap in, you know, to other realms. You know what I'm saying? But we have this ability. We
Well,
have this ability.
it's interesting you say that because, like, I've seen things even with my mom. I've seen some,
Yes, Stellar.
you
Hmm.
know, and I've seen some things that even though she might be all Christianified, Jesusified, drinking the Jesus juice, it's all good. But like you said earlier about the language, it's not
Still,
about
yeah,
all of that. It's the power behind it. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
yeah. Listen,
You
my
know, I've
mother's
seen.
hopped up on Jesus juice. And if
Hmm.
I go to her and I said, Mom, I just met this sister, Brittany Brown.
Hmm.
And she, yo, me not like her. Our energy, yo, she this, that, and that, and that, and everything she say manifests to a T. But she hopped up on Jesus juice, but it don't matter. She's a witch. Her mother was a witch. Her great grandmother was a witch. We come from a long line of witches.
Well, even like you always say, like, people try to, people, once they get all conscious and woke and all this kind of crazy stuff, they all, they want to look down on on the Quran or the Bible and all that stuff. It's like you don't realize
We
how
wrote that.
powerful how powerful those books are, and if you utilize them, how they can still work
Yeah, your
on the highest
spells.
level, just like anything else.
Listen, their spells. And see, even though they took books out the Bible and they went into the Bible and they turned she into a he, they took off the S. You know what I'm saying? And they did a lot, but still, those are still books of sorcery. You let me tell you something, man. The Bible, I use that in a lot of my rituals. The Quran. I once had a Muslim that tried to come for me, and I had to go in the Quran and bust him down Few weeks later, he emailed me crying, begging me to take off what I put on him. I said, "You went to Allah. I went to Allah. You got to be careful trying to come for folks out here." You know what I'm saying? You think I don't know my foremothers wrote the Quran? Before Allah, there was Allah al Uzza and Manat, the triple headed goddess that did beautiful naked rituals underneath the moon. Oh, please go sit down because you really don't want me to invoke them jinns on your ass. Yeah. And the jinns are part of our bloodline. These are
Hmm.
also part of your spiritual army because when you are born and you are assigned like three angels or demons, you're also assigned a jinn. But you got to find your jinn, your fire jinn, your air jinn, your earth jinn, your water jinn. And what you do is you go into meditation. You're not going to get it overnight because let me tell you how these beings work. They want to make sure that you're on your game. So if you think you just going to go and just, yeah, I want to know who I am. No, they need to know that you are serious. You know what I'm saying? And it takes time. It's like anything else. Listen, this path is like planting a seed. You got to water it, you got to nurture it until it grows into a full grown tree that bears fruit in due season. People just want to come and reap all the benefits, not do any of the work. This is a work in progress and it unfolds over time. Yeah.
Now, so what do you, as far as like even like we're talking about this day and time, is this something since we're moving there? Is this something with in which this power is going to get more,
Yes.
more power and much easier and more accessible? Is that something
It's going to
that's
become more, it's easier and accessible now because the age that we're in, which is an exciting age, this is the age of air. This is the age of Aquarius. We don't need to be sacrificing no goats and chicken and doing all of this, you know, going out into, and going out into the desert and this and that and spending 30 days. Nah, Holmes. This is all about your sacred Heka. You working with the energy of air, but you got to be tapping back into nature because we are people of nature. You got to be able to sit out in nature. You know what I'm saying? And observe nature. And when you have done your work and observed nature, you know, you will. And another thing is learning how to pay attention to signs because the universe sends you sign.
all the
You
time?
sitting
Yep.
there and a red cardinal just flies up.
Hmm.
Go online and Google what is the symbolism of a red cardinal. I remember I was sitting outside one time and a like a grasshopper, one of them creature jumped on me. And so I Googled the symbolism and it was telling me to be careful how I drive. Because yes, I did. I was driving like a bat out of hell. You know what I'm saying? What does it mean when a vulture shows up in your backyard? That's the Iami. That's the Aj. What does it mean when some random cat show up in your backyard? That's the Egyptian goddess Bast. You need to be tapping in with Bast, some random dog, Anubis. You know what I'm saying? It's all about signs, and you always got to be observant with your environment because the universe speak to us in symbols. It ain't gonna go, Priestess Auset Ra Amen. This is what. No, it speaks to you in numbers. You keep seeing 7 7. What does that mean? The number 11, that's a master number. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't break down to two. It deals with the number of the ascended master. The number 3, what does that mean? Okay, I keep seeing this dog. I keep seeing this particular color. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You have to
Yep.
be tuned in. This is how
Yeah.
the universe speaks to you.
So let me ask you this. I was talking to Baba Kalindi one day when he was right before he passed away, and I was Sadiq's, the same place you did the lecture at. And I was just talking to him, and some years ago, and I was just like right before the pandemic, and I told him, you know, I'm finally starting to realize what life is about. He's like, yeah, at your age, that's about the time. So
Mhm.
it's amazing to me because we could be um prideful, egotistical enough, or not aware enough to realize how involved life is if you really see, the depths and the levels of it. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just truly amazing how it just continuously unfolds. Like how you think you know something, you think you learned something, and then you realize you don't know shit.
You
You know
don't
what I'm
know
saying?
goddamn thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that. It's like you
Yeah.
start all over as a baby again.
Yeah.
You know what I
Because
mean?
it's a constant unfolding. And this is why the Egyptians never really considered us adults till we were 40 years old.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because, what the hell 40 is an age when you step into your power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this is the age of maturity, you know? And so this is what it is. It's a process. And right now, we really need to be very mindful of our electro or bioelectricity, our electromagnetic field, because this is very important going into this 5D. I cannot stress that enough. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is ramped up now, because they know people are going to, be tuning out. The age of consumerism is dead. I was meditating about 3 months ago, and I heard very clearly we are in the process of witnessing the end of white patriarchal rule on this planet. It's dead. But them bitches are gonna hang on with kung fu death grips. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just time now. Now you always gonna have malevolent and benevolent. That's the balance. That's what it
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Because not all our ancestors were benevolent.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us got some crazy ass ancestors. I know I do. You know. And
Join the
so,
club.
yeah, you're right. And so, at the end of the day, this is all about us, guarding your electromagnetic field. This includes taking, like, I tell people whenever I read for nurses or people that work in the prison system, or they work in an environment when they come into contact with a lot of people, I'm like, you need to be taking a spiritual bath once a week, at least once a week.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, you take a bath every day, but you can't remove stuff that is just, you know what I'm saying, that
Mm-hmm.
clings to you. That needs to be
Mm-hmm.
removed specifically. And
Mm-hmm.
this includes, like, using there's a thing on Amazon, Art of the Root. They have spiritual bath soaps. You know what I'm saying? Even
Mm-hmm.
making your own spirit. They have on crossing bath salts. Because what I love about this day and age, everything is right there. You can get some
Yeah.
agrimony herb, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And you can steep it into a tea, you
Mm-hmm.
know, even keeping your environment clean.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. So this you can't see it, but we are encased in a light all around us. And we need to keep that protected. Because now that these systems are crumbling, and the earth is tired. I mean, we have been waging war for centuries. At what point do these people learn the fine art of go sit your ass down on planet earth? You know what I'm saying? And planet earth is getting ready to go through another cycle. The birth rate is going to drop, because actually you don't need all these people on the planet. Remember, they talk about that number 144,000. It only takes 144,000 at any given lifetime to help to wake up the rest. You know what I'm saying? And so we don't need 8 billion people on the planet to repopulate. The birth rate is going to go down. Over in the Middle East, you're oppressing women, got women dressing in them hot ass burqas. They used to be able to, participate in the political system, go to school. Now you don't want them to do that. Well, your whole thing is built on sand. It don't take nothing for a giant, sinkhole. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah, well, I mean, and it's interesting you said that earlier about, and you said, I say simplicity and sustainability. You said, what did you say earlier about the way we need to live? Minimalism. You know what I'm saying? You
Minimalism.
know, and it's very people don't understand. They don't understand that we're literally. I'm not exaggerating at all. We're literally one massive solar flare for going back into the dark ages. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or
Fact.
not only that, one massive volcano, shooting, like erupting. And there was one recently, I think it was called Toba. That one out there, that just cracked. And there's a huge one in Wyoming in America. They say if that thing blows up, the whole United States is cracked in half. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, they know this. They know this. That's why they going underground, all this kind of crazy stuff. But
And trying to get
if
off
you
the planet. Yeah.
trying to get off the planet. But if you honestly think that this system that most of us that has been seeing for the last, however old you are, this most recent system, yo, it's a wrap. It is done, and that's also not only done for the white matriarch. I mean, the white patriarchal aspect, but it's the rise of the matriarch. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
is a key thing that needs to be talked about as well. And actually, sister, you the perfect one to talk about if you want to go ahead and kind of talk about
Yeah,
that.
because the matriarch is all about balance. It's about equality, spreading the resources. America is, look at all the money that they're giving to Ukraine, but you got people here that's homeless. You got people here that's you know what I'm saying? That is hungry. Look at the brother, the Michael Jackson impersonator that was on the train. And he just said he's tired of being homeless and hungry and threw down his jacket. And here goes this Marine like he's Batman jumping on the brother and choking him out, killing him. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? And like a sister said earlier, the tectonic plates are shifting. Mother Nature is tired of humanity because it's time for humanity to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at the greed, the jealousy, the envy, the lust, and everything that exists, what we don't understand, all of these emotions, it can go out and dry up a lake. They got lakes all over the place that's drying up, all over the globe. What's going to happen when the waters start drying up? You got people that are going to survive. The Dogon tribe, look at how they live. Shit, I almost want to pack up my shit and move over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me in.
Uh-huh.
you know, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
this is what it is. We have got to shift our priorities, because Mother Nature, it's a reason called Mother Nature. All of this is a divine feminine energy.
Yeah.
And it's like she got the badass kids running up and down, tearing up her house.
Baby
After a
kids.
while,
Yeah.
you get the belt and you start whooping some ass. And this is
Yeah.
what, back in the day, I don't know if you remember back in the day when, women were going to get into fights and they pull off their earring, they grease up their
Hmm.
face with the Vaseline, put up their hair in a ponytail and throw on their Nike. This is what Mother Earth is getting ready to do. She,
Yeah.
she rolling up
Yeah.
her sleeves. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's either we get it together or we will be destroyed. She ain't gonna be destroyed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I do. And it's like, and the people that are attached to this, the Matrix. I'll just use that back. If
the Matrix.
the
Yeah,
Matrix. People that are attached to this place. I think about this all the time. Even when that one bank, the big Silicon Valley bank, um, fell. Just think of the people that follow to the T the way the system's set up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Oh, I want to go to college. And if you want to do that, that's fine. But not realizing there's what much life is much more than that. You know what I'm saying? They sit back there, they have all their money in this bank, and it just fails. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What else do they know besides being a part of the matrix?
Exactly.
As opposed to the exact opposite. Like prime example, I can
And
even say somebody like the
yeah,
Amish people. If you want
yeah,
nothing to do with this, you know what I'm saying? Or oh, same thing. Go to
and
I'm
they'll
gonna put the
survive. And they'll survive.
mhm. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, IG's having a bad echo. I just put the YouTube link. If you click on that, it'll take you through
Yeah,
it. There's no echo over there. But you know what I'm saying? So even like you saying the Dogon, they, homeless people, you know what I'm saying? The shit hit the fan, next week
yeah,
and everybody's going ape shit. They like, what the hell? These people tripping. Let me go in and, handle my business over here.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's how spoiled and that's how this society is just has been grabbing onto this fake reality for so long. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's coming to an end on all terms.
It's coming to an end in all form. And this is where you get back to leading a more authentic life because really America is so wealthy that education should be free. Why the hell should you go to college for 4 years and come out with $350,000 in student loan? It's ridiculous. Why is healthcare not free? And you got smaller countries like Cuba that offer free healthcare. You know what I'm saying? Affordable housing. I read for an older couple in Florida where they had a little one-bedroom apartment or two-bedroom apartment. It was $1,500 a month. And they came in and they raised it up to $2,400 a month. And then people are on a fixed income. You know what I'm saying? Why? And slavery, like I have said, and I will continue to say, never ended. It just got rebranded in the way of low wage workers. When you look at McDonald's, a multi-billion-dollar organization where they people coming in day and night ordering, but you're not paying people. You're still paying them minimum wage. So the mother now has to come in and regulate all of this. And see, this is why the polar caps are melting. You know what I'm saying? Volcanoes. I was watching something the other day where two houses, these are $1 million homes, slid off the foundation and just slid right down the hill. Gone.
and and look, and they want to make fun of people, living in huts or something like that. You know what I'm
Living
saying?
in
And you know
huts.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Okay,
look at
cool.
but look at the houses that they're building
Yeah,
nowadays. It's just a
yeah.
box, sheetrocks. And once the inclement weather
Cancel
tape
huts.
goes, everybody living in that house is gonna have black mold of the lungs
Hmm.
because the
But
mold in the wall. You
what do
know
you
what I'm
call it?
saying?
Yeah, oh yeah. They talk and make fun of the huts, which is made out of nature, and they living
Yeah.
in a cancer asbestos huts.
Yeah, bless up. You know what I'm saying? Toya from Boston. All right, respect. But one of the things the mother said when it all falls down, we're going to go to live in yurts.
Yeah.
Yurts. I was
Hmm.
shown yurts. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
This is what it is going to be. And see, this age of Aquarius,
Hmm.
this is the age of Capricorn. Capricorn
Hmm.
is the ancient ruler. She is here to regulate on these hoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
this is the age of justice. This is the age of karma. This is the age of reaping what you have sown. This is the age of equality. You've had enough. You've
Hmm.
done, how much more can you consume?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
How much more? Because you can't take it with you.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
why is it has to be you have 1% that live in or 5% that live in the most ridiculous
Hmm.
opulence, and
Hmm.
you got people out here that's homeless,
Hmm.
that's hungry, you
Hmm.
know what I'm saying, that are getting their homes are getting foreclosed on,
Hmm.
they're getting evicted from their apartment, not homes.
I often think about this as well. Like, even though it wasn't a short time ago, and I know it cycles and everything, how us as Nubians, we getting brutalized, all this kind of stuff. And I always wonder about universal karma for humanity. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I wonder if I always wonder how that form will show up. Will it be just something which genetics and DNA just crumble because they have a a time a time on him, or is it something that you know what I mean, in which it's just that the sun will just get rid of these beings that were
Well, yeah, well, the sun moving closer to the earth, a lot of them are going to off themselves
hmm
because see, the frequency are changed. I've changed on the planet. They're not going to be able to live. It's like their brains are going to scramble. You know
hmm
what I'm saying? Because
yeah
the frequency is at a higher level. And what it is, it's a vibrational
hmm
frequency. If you are not vibrating on that frequency, you can't
hmm
be here.
hmm
It's all about
yeah
frequency now. So for the people out there, please get you a piece of um either some black obsidian or some black tourmaline. Go get you some a black tourmaline, black obsidian mala. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put that shit around your. You know what I'm saying? You've got to start because the Earth magnetic field now is at such a level that you have got to be balanced with it. Now we're going to be okay because eventually it's going to settle. But for these people, what it is now is a different frequency has come in because 3D really was their realm. 5D is too high.
it's too
It's too
high.
high.
That's
It's
that's
not,
also
yeah,
yeah.
they can't get up on 5D.
That's why the reptilians always couldn't ever take over because they couldn't come up on that level because they
Yeah,
couldn't move up. Yeah,
yeah,
that's interesting. No, yeah, I think
mhm,
about that a lot. Believe me, I think about it a lot because it's kind of like, but also bump that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't care melanin related. If you still chasing that image, you know what I'm saying, or
yeah.
you like to eat a chitlin taco every day. You know what I'm saying? You going with the crew too because you ain't vibrating like that. You know
You
what I'm
going
saying?
with it? Listen, and we have the black devils amongst us. We have always had the the black devils. You know what I'm saying? They got to go too. They got to go too. You
hmm
ain't gonna be running around here tearing up neighborhoods. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Just wreaking havoc.
They the worst
Because
ones.
again, it is a frequency, and if
hmm
you are not vibrating on the frequency, your heart's just going to short circuit out.
You and it's interesting you say that about the frequency because I remember reading in the Holy Tablets I was reading it was saying that the Earth was like pretty much it was a big crystallization around it because of all
Yeah,
the negativity and hate and all that stuff. So, and you said this earlier, how could you how can you benefit off peace and love? You know what I'm saying? If you have a
yeah,
negative mindset.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If you everything that your all your power is beyond fear it's always pushing fear, disinformation. You know what I'm saying? And the list of racism, all these different negative things. How can
yeah,
how can you be a part of a love in which ultimately, and we know this, priestess, we know we can look at the golden age. It wasn't always like this. People weren't fighting all the time. People, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
People were on the highest level of meditation, of high level, a high level of living as avatars and beings as gods and goddesses on this planet.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like this for a very short
yeah.
period of time.
And the thing about it is that there is enough resources on this planet for everyone to live comfortably, to be at peace. But these people that run this, and it's not just Caucasians. We got some devils up here
Oh
too,
yeah, yeah.
that vibrate on this frequency of chaos.
hmm
You
See
know
it
what
every
I'm
day.
saying? Yeah. And Mother
Yep.
Earth is tired of that.
hmm
She is actually she's tired of that.
hmm hmm
When you see, all of these so-called disasters happening, this is her letting you know
Yeah.
that she
hmm
is tired. And this is your cue,
To get your
to
shit
get a
straight.
clue.
Get
Yeah.
your shit straight. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also I always wonder. You know what I'm saying? I've heard from different people, different master teachers about just the extraterrestrial intervention. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Either being covert or seen in plain sight. What do you think about that as far as the intervention from beings, extra beings, or what do you think about that?
Well, I think if anything, it will be covert. It's certainly not going to be overt. And what it is, they are waiting for humanity. Humanity has to evolve. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah, I agree.
Because what it is with this new frequency shift, it has to be more of us vibrating on this frequency
Yeah,
so that we can shift the collective.
yeah, yeah.
Because this last battle that's going to be fought, it's a spiritual battle,
Spiritual.
but it's
Yep.
a battle of frequency. And
Hmm.
we are going to be helped by the solar flares. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And all of this stuff, and the earth, her magnetic fields are raising, or her Teutonic plate shifting, all of this. But
Hmm.
it's for us because there's still too many of us still in the matrix,
Yeah, yeah.
trapped in fear,
Hmm.
trapped in worry, trapped in food insecurity, housing insecurity, all of this. They do this, but we have got to, once we have enough. Listen, we only need 144,000. Why do you
Yeah.
think they keep talking about that
And that number, yeah.
144,000? That's all you need to shift this.
It's interesting you say that because even in this last quote unquote scam slash pandemic, you know what I'm saying, that came up, which they told us all about and they're getting ready for
Scamdemic,
round two.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I sat back there the whole time and I was like, you know, I said, this some bullshit just from the top. You know what I'm saying? And I
Hmm.
was saying it like I was just very surprised, just not surprised, but it was just interesting to me just how people didn't just see this, just like all the rest of the movies that they showed the same. I think there was a movie called Contagion. It was a movie called Contagion in it, and it was like the same whole thing that we saw with it was planned
Yeah,
out, but people were just so fearful and just I'm just like, first off, I don't believe nothing they say. That's
yeah.
just the bottom line. Zero. So
When I saw that movie by Dustin Hoffman, Wag the Dog,
like the dog.
yeah, we don't know if there's a war going on really in Russia where they're dropping bombs and this, because
Hmm.
really, I mean, are white people really trying to kill white people? Stop it. They're already a minority on the planet. Have
Hmm.
been,
Hmm.
always will be. Okay?
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, and this whole scamdemic and everything, it is done so everybody else can be in fear, because you do have beings, that feed on fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an aphrodisiac. It's like a
Yeah.
crack
Yeah.
pipe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And how are they going to get fed on a regular?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing for anybody who's watched this for live or
Yep.
after
You
the
can
fact.
fake a moon landing. You can fake anything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. It's all a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
It's a lie. It's a scam. It's a lie. This everything that they put on TV, we were talking about celebrities and stuff, you know what I'm saying? All this kind of crazy stuff it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? They got all
Yeah.
these crazy societies and doing and I think some of them some of them reptilians, some of them evil, extraterrestrial. I think they in the celebrity. I mean, Hollywood and doing all that kind of stuff. That's it's all a game and it's a goddamn lie. If you want
Yeah.
to know the truth, run the other direction. But also thing is this: I tell people all the time, if you think anything that is put in the plain sight is something that's beneficial for you, you're
Yeah.
wrong. You
Yeah.
always have to find. I don't care if it's religion, because all what Judaism has the Talmud and the Essenes.
Yeah.
Islam got the Sufis.
Yeah.
Christianity, Islam. Well, oh yeah, I think I named them all. But anyway, all of these things have an esoteric side. They're never going to give you anything on plain sight. You got to dig deep to find the real stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's the thing with spirituality too.
Hmm.
You got to dig deep to get the
Yeah, got to dig deep.
message,
Yeah,
because spirit demands that you become an expert.
yeah, yeah,
You know, Don't
Mm-hmm.
envy my spiritual gifts. You got yours.
You
You
got the
just
same,
got to
yeah.
cultivate yours. I've been
Mm-hmm.
on this path for 40 years. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me?
Mm-hmm.
And I've went through many schools of thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen the bullshit and I stepped away. And when I stepped away, I just decided to cultivate my own spiritual things. Every Saturday, I do my Saturn mantra in a Mars hour.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the Lizard King is alive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
do
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Saturn mantra in a Mars hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I do my Sun mantra in a Jupiter hour, you know, because your Saturn is your most important lesson that you're here to learn. Your Jupiter is your spiritual gifts. So once you start working with those two, you start with those two. And then you go through your Venus is your love, your creativity, all of that. Your Mercury, you want to find out, is your Mercury in a detriment or is it in a strength? You know what I'm saying? If it's in a detriment, you start working with that. The good thing is this, in this day and age, we have all the information. You literally got to create your own Bible of self. Because even when I do a reading for somebody, like a spiritual consultation, I go through their natal chart. I said, don't stop here. Don't stop here. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much more to go. You need to find out your squares, your conjunctions, your trines, all of that. You literally are going to have a big ass, because you are a whole spiritual science to be decoding. That is why I always say, what is your magic? Your magic is different from anybody else. It's like creating Thor's hammer. Notice Thor's the only person that can use his hammer. You come here with your own magic. What is your personal magic? And once you find that out, now you are working in accordance with nature. You are working your magic. Otherwise, you're just going blindly, being led, being distracted, you know what I'm saying? Once you tap into your own magic, which is your astrology and your numerology, and you decode your own spiritual science, now you can know what you're supposed to be working with. You know what I'm saying? Are you a firebender? Are you a waterbender? Are you an airbender? Are you an earthbender?
When you were talking about the Sybil earlier,
Mm-hmm.
just historically, I don't want to say historically, but historically, was that around the time frame of the end of patriarchy? As far was that the end line of that
Mm-hmm.
time frame?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think I read the Sybil, but I also watched the tape by Mama Zogbe, and I ain't gonna front,
Yeah.
man. When I listened to her and just talk about the civil, because I could see it plain as day. Because they put it in all the movies. God dang, Clash
Yeah.
of the Titans. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Clash of the Titans when they had the old witches. With the eye, they make them all in Medusa. They put them all the us in that stuff. You just take those images and put us in it, and it's these women back in the
Yeah.
day.
And these are
You
our
know,
stories. Yeah.
our stories. It's
Yeah.
amazing. So now Mama Wati, and not to get too off, and we can kind of
Yeah.
wrap it up after this, but I always thought it was interesting, like when I saw Mama Wati, because she had a fishtail like a mermaid. What
Yeah.
do you know the breakdown between why Mama Wati
Well, the fishtail, that again is coming from our reptilian
reptilian? Okay, that
ancestors.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's what that whole fishtail was about. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Have fish, because the nomos, when you go into the holy tablet, and the Dogon talks about the reptilian beings that come from Sirius B, and that
Yeah,
some of them live in the water.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and some of them look like fish. That's where that whole stuff comes from.
So that would connect with like the Ogdoads coming out of the water.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I see. And yeah, because I know Ptah, he even if you look at him real close, he even has skills as I mean scales as well, just like
yeah,
Mommy Watson.
Yeah, don't put on some goddamn shea butter and see how your skin crack up. You know what I'm saying? You really see your reptilian self.
Yeah, that's real talk. And
You
look,
know,
just
and even eczema,
yeah,
that's a part of the reptilian DNA.
and also just the nature,
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
nature. Yeah. Well, y'all see this here. This if you need to get in contact with her, this is her website right here. You know what I'm saying? This is we had to put one of these of our long conversations on live. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. We can go all night.
I
We can
know.
go
I
all
mean,
night.
we have
Because
numerous
even when I
times.
do readings to people, I tend to run over and I'd be like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got to say to myself, yo, you got to wrap this up because, once you start to get in, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It can
Hmm.
really go really in depth.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Yeah,
yeah. Especially, yeah, I could see that because like just dealing with you and your readings, the how do you say it? The descriptions, the
yeah,
description, the in-depth descriptions. Because I was talking about earlier about how you broke it down, how my folks were native to the land, and come to find out, you're 100% right. And I got the receipts to back it
yeah.
up, and it's
Yeah,
just
and I've read for folks, and I'm like, yeah, in ancient Kemet, you were a priest. A priest of Anubis, and they're like, oh my God, that's why Anubis be coming to me, like
hmm.
stuff, and it's like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. So yeah, y'all definitely reach out to the good sister. I know she got if y'all I know you be booked up, so y'all better get in there quick because I know and she got off days too, so that cuts into it too. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
y'all
I only read from Tuesdays to Friday.
indeed.
Um, yeah, there's some opening this week, Yeah,
Hmm.
but I only read from Tuesdays to Fridays because honestly, it's so exhausting and in depth. And when I left nursing, I said, I'm not going to be on the host stroll, like, doing readings like 24
Hmm.
7
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah. Burn
it's a
out.
lot to tap in. You know what I'm saying? And this is mental, spiritual work,
Yeah,
So, and I only do 3 readings a day.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
I know
that's just really, yeah.
I've called her numerous times, and she'd be like, "Oh, what's up, son?" I was like, "What the hell's
Yeah.
wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, "All right, I'll call you. I'll call you back on your off
Right,
day."
right, right, right.
Man, that's real talk. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah, hey, that's it, man. Priestess, thank you so much for you being you, for everything you've done. You
Thank
know
you
what I'm
for you
saying?
being you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is what it is. The God and the goddesses, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
Because we're just here doing the work of the mother.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hmm. That's true.
Because when people are like, oh my God, no, we're just doing the work of the mother. We're just
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
the work of the ancestors.
Interesting fact, you know what I'm saying, and which we just found out recently, is that numerology, just like you said,
Yeah.
her your birth date, our birth dates match, our middle dates.
Yeah,
Your
because you got your life path, you got your
hmm.
soul urge. What did your soul come back here longing to do? You got your destiny. What is your destiny?
Hmm.
Your life path. My life
Hmm.
path is a number one. Number one is about the sun. This is about being an entrepreneur. This is about working with the sun type
Hmm.
energy. You know what I'm saying? The number two is dealing with the moon. You know what I'm saying? Number
Hmm.
three, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
What
Oh
did
yeah.
you come? Because everybody come here to express a
Yeah.
certain frequency, a certain energy. You came here for a purpose.
Hmm.
And once you find out your purpose and your magic of why you're here, it makes it so much easier to
Easier. Yep.
navigate
Yep.
planet Earth because
Hmm.
now nobody can distract you. You know what you're supposed to be doing.
Hmm.
And even if what you are supposed to be doing doesn't exist, you can create it. You
Yeah.
create it in a smaller sphere, and then it's up to you to grow it in a bigger sphere.
Yep. Yep.
You feel me?
It's no, it's interesting you said that because a lot of people they really do say, "Oh, life is complicated," but if you don't have the tools, it makes for you to write a book. If you don't have a pen and paper, it's going to be very difficult. But if you
Yeah,
got all the tools, it shouldn't be that. You can fill it in. It might be a whack book, but at least you got the tools to write the book. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be
exactly.
an amazing book. You know?
And it can be an amazing book. And
Yeah.
see what it is at the end of the day, it's about you decoding you.
You. Yeah.
Why did you come
Yeah.
here? What did
Mm-hmm.
you come back here to
Mm-hmm.
express?
Exactly. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
once you find that out, life becomes so much more
It
easier.
and then you really, obviously not to sound morbid, but then you really are, and you embrace this time here and your transition to the next realm because you really truly understand that this is school.
This
You
is
know what I'm
school.
saying?
Listen,
Yeah.
I've already got my next assignment. When I
Yeah.
transition up off of here, I'm going to East Africa. But they
Hmm.
said don't talk about the country because there's high level wizards and witches that can pinpoint when you coming in based on who you or
Yeah.
by who your mother is and make her have a miscarriage and
Hmm.
you have to start all over
Start
again.
all over again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, my next incarnation, yeah, I'll be going back on the mother continent.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Which side? The East Coast or the West Coast? Since it got
they said
cracked in half.
east.
It's
They said
East.
east.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm like, okay, yeah,
All right. That's what's up.
yeah.
Oh boy, this is beautiful. Again, you know what I'm saying? Go to
Yes,
priestessofsootraadmun.com. Check it out. If you haven't already, please go to Polka Dot Rabbit Podcast. Check out my book. And
yes.
besides that,
Please
please
check
go to
out the
her
book,
channel.
polkadot.rabbit.com. And
Yeah,
it's been
yeah.
so wonderful building and bonding with you again.
Indeed, indeed.
Yes,
Woo!
yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
man.
we doing it remotely, but we had many a sessions right in that back room you're looking at, what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Having a
Okay.
good old time, boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Peace and love to you, sis. Y'all see that Priestess of Soot Red Mun. Please check out her she goes on, if you don't know, I don't know, obviously most of y'all do,
Yeah,
but
and I have a
she
YouTube
goes
channel
live.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she goes on her YouTube channel and she be dropping it, you know what I'm saying? Her show is one of the shows when I like to decompress, maybe a hard day of work, sit back, put in the headphones, just listen to her talk, you know what I'm saying? Just nod my head, yeah. She's right. Damn, she's right. That's I get a neck crack because listen to her nod my head in agreement so much of her spitting her information, a neck
Ah,
spasm.
oh
But
man.
but
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. Peace and love to all y'all out there. Rahobat to all y'all, the Musar. I see y'all out there. But that's it. You know what I'm saying? We out of here until next time. We're gonna reconnect later on down the line when
Exactly.
again,
Yep.
yeah, you
Next
know what I'm saying.
time.
But in saying all this, I'm gonna say this: stay away from the lies, the false media. Go
Yes.
inside, eat healthy. You know what I'm saying. Get back to nature. You know what I'm saying. Become the best version of you, and become the and get ready to become the
Yeah.
gods and goddesses of our great ancestors. Of the past.
Juicing, try to limit, if you eat pork, get away from the pork. You know what I'm saying? Try to eat as naturally as you can,
Hmm.
and get in some meditation.
Hmm.
Meditation is critical, and I can't stress enough. Go out and get some mala beads, either some black obsidian or some black tourmaline. You have to protect, because what it's going to do, in green aventurine too, is one of the stones that not only is it a stone of abundance, but it also shields your auric field. You need something that shields your auric field because the energy on the planet has changed. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
it. All
Yeah.
right. Well, when do you think you're going live again? Any idea?
Probably like next month, because I tried to do at least 4 videos a month. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? Because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not really a social media person. You know what I'm saying? Because I have my Instagram, I really do anything with that,
Hmm.
and you know, in order to make that little punk ass money from YouTube, I got to do at least 4 videos a month. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah,
I must admit, that if there was a hermit, like
yeah,
the witch, that's the hermits.
yeah,
Minus the hat. Well, I know you got the hat too, actually, but
yeah.
the big mole on your nose. That, yeah, Priestess is definitely
Let
hermit,
me tell
but
you
you know,
something, and it's only the work of the mother, because it was the mother that's like, get off your ass, because I'm that witch that lives in the forest in a cabin
mm-hmm.
with my kids, and you would
Yep.
have to know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that go over the bridge, underneath the bridge, across the pond to meet my ass. But the mother was
Mm-hmm.
like, get off your ass. You got over, and I'm a walking encyclopedia of the occult. Get
Mm-hmm.
off your ass and do
100%.
some videos. You
And
know.
look, and they still got to get past the gargoyle on the front porch. So
Oh
that's a whole
yeah.
different
Oh
story. There.
yeah.
That's a whole
Listen,
different story.
when that gargoyle stopped that car from slamming into my truck, I was like, oh shit, they're real. And come to find out that gargoyles are also part of the reptilian, part of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reptilian
it's in
species.
the Holy
I didn't know
Tablets.
that.
They had a picture. Yeah, it's in the Holy Tablets. It talks about it.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah,
The winged
yeah.
reptiles. Yep,
The
it
wing,
does. It talks
yeah.
about it. Yep,
That's some
Doc
wild
talks about it.
shit. Mm-hmm.
I know. Imagine seeing that joint. Imagine, who was that? The Mothman in Jeepers Creepers. Imagine you going out in
Yeah.
the woods, going out to your garden at night, and you see the Mothman or Jeepers
Right.
Creepers
But
staring
there's a
at you.
reason they don't really reveal themselves, because look at humanity. They're racist.
Hmm.
Can you imagine how they would
Yeah,
treat these
judge
beings,
it. Yeah, 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 yeah,
judging them and stuff like that?
yeah,
So, and you really got to be on a certain vibrational frequency or level to see them,
yeah, 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 yeah,
because they're
yeah,
not going to
yeah.
reveal themselves. To humanity is not at that point yet.
No, they ain't ready. They ain't ready.
Yeah, they're
They ain't
waiting
ready.
for us to evolve.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. All right, sis, we're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
I know
Yeah, man.
we already passed our time, like we said.
Okay.
I knew we were gonna do it
Okay.
anyway, but
Yeah,
I knew
my
we were
kids
gonna
are
do
out
it.
of school this week, so yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
happy.
But all right, well, like I said, holler at her. We're gonna wrap it up. Peace and love,
Mhm.
everybody. If you haven't already,
Peace
please
and love.
follow, like, and
Yep.
share. Look at our Reverend Past podcast, and also go
Yes.
to Priestess. Check out her page. It's amazing work there. And that's it for us. We out of here.
All righty. Yes.
Peace.
Peace.